and welcome to another edition of Unexplained Cases Medium. I'm Rick Garner, your executive producer, along with the star of the show, basically. Maryam the Medium. Hey, what's up?
Hi, I'm not ready. I'm trying to get ready. I'm sorry. I forgot to save the photos. So
Well, you see, in this case,
I'm in trouble.
this is what's great about live. It's not TV. That's kind of getting old school there, basically. But any live medium. Wait a minute, that's you too. So medium. All of it basically runs together there. You have things you have to ebb and flow with.
I know. But if it was you that wasn't ready, I would get mad at you. You never get mad at me, so that's the difference.
Well, I would never hear the end of it. That's very true. And matter of fact, it used not only during the show, but then over and over throughout the week.
For years later.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. So hey, Brent and Emma, welcome. We got Shell Bell, we got Sandra and Shannon, Angela, Joss Amon. I'm sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly. Pardon. Michelle, Lisa, Irene, Shannon. Look.
There's Shannon. I'm in Shannon's house right now.
Well, no. What I love is what she just said.
What?
I put it on screen. Laugh out loud, you're in trouble. So there you go.
Yeah, to be fair, Shannon sent me these a long time ago. Like I had plenty of days to prepare. And normally I am very prepared. You know that. I have agendas. I am organized.
Oh yeah.
I'm off my game. I think it's because tonight's show we're dealing with aliens, and honestly that alien energy, just love it, but it makes me a little kooky. So I blame the aliens.
Well, that's okay. I'm sure they've got broad shoulders. Well, not really. Most pictures, they look really skinny.
They're really little.
I'm not really sure that applies. But, go with the analogy. Just heap it on. It's fine like that. So, hey, Susan, joining us from the UK. Appreciate that.
Oh, I was going to say my mom's name is Susan. Is that my mom?
This is Susan Sweeney. So
not it. She's like, not that I'm aware of. I'm not your mother.
Like, what? Let's see. We got Tammy, Valley Spirit Communications says hello from California. So that's in your neck of the woods there. So yes. Stephen Woodard. What's up, dog? How's it going, man? So, we got everybody joining. All right. So appreciate all that. So are you
I'm ready.
You're all situated, right? So I guess we probably should get to our first item of the agenda. Oh, would you like that? See,
I did. All right. So we're going to start off with our meditation, which short, just an introduction for you guys to learning how to connect, breathe deep. So let's settle in, close our eyes. The purpose of this work is so that when you pick your card, you're clear. Your intuition brings you there. You're ready to hear what you need to hear. More importantly, you send me the information so that I know exactly what to say and how to say it for you all. Take a deep inhale through the nose and then exhale out through the mouth. Let's think about lengthening the inhale and lengthening the exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Really think about getting to the bottom of the exhale, the top of the inhale. Inhale through the nose. Let that belly expand big. We're not pulling in through the center. Let that belly expand big. Exhale, allow that belly to pull in just naturally as it pulls in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time I want you to hold the inhale at the top. Let all the air out. Deep inhale. Hold at the top. Slow, long exhale. Just sit for a moment, eyes closed. Notice your breath. Notice if it's changed even slightly. Allow the belly to continue to pull in and out. Moving at its own pace. All right, here we go. Card 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Card 1. Card 1, I'm feeling, for some of you, fertility. I feel like we had this last week too. For some of you, it's actual fertility. For some of you, meaning it's time, you're looking to get pregnant. This is something you want. This is something that's going to happen. For some of you, this is about not necessarily childbirth, but it's about giving birth to not a new project, but a new you, a new understanding of who you are and why you're here. It's about connecting deeper to your higher self and your intuition. It's about realizing that when you connect to your intuition, you're going to receive the answers you need. So I can tell some of you have some very specific questions, meaning you have specific concrete concerns in life, and the answers, or what I'm giving you now, seems a little too ethereal, too intuitive, and you're looking for concrete answers. And what I'm being told is that this information, these answers you're looking for, you're trying to find with your mind, you're trying to grasp and get from other people instead of going within. There's this lack of understanding that when you go within, you receive everything that you need for where you're going, and no matter what it is, whether it's I need to pay a bill, whether it's I need a new job, like everything is there. And they're saying that with card 1, you're almost refusing to do that. You're refusing to find that intuitive part of you and just go deep, because all the answers are there. Instead, you're just kind of banging your head and getting frustrated and getting mad and saying, but I need this or I want this, which this needing and wanting is fair and fine if you're willing to take a different approach to get to where the things that you want and need. Like, try something different. You're not willing to do that. And I don't mean try something different in a physical way. I mean, you got to change your behavior and go deep so that you can get to where it is you want to go, because the frustration is going to only build the more you deny and the more you resist changing and going within. For those of you that are looking at childbirth, now is the time. These next few months, they're saying 2 to 3 months, you'll be fertile. It'll be good. As long as that relationship is solid and that relationship is based out of love. Some of you, they're saying, I want you to check that relationship before you step into this commitment of a child. Again, intuition, you're going to hear me say it and push it and say it and push it, because I'm telling you, I don't have the answers. No one out there has the answers but you. I can guide you there. Others can guide you there. But at the end of the day, you have the answers that are right for you. And right now, card 1, you're bumping your head against a wall because you're refusing to go within and find the answers yourself. Card 2. Let me see where I'm at with card 2. You've been wanting something for a while, dreaming about it, asking for it. There's family again in this one too. There's family again here in card 2. Some of you, your families are already established. Some of you are about to build. But card 2, hang on. What you have been asking for, what you have been waiting for is here or coming. What you have been asking for and waiting for is coming. For some of you, this has been a long time coming and a lot of pain, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of struggle. For a lot of you, this has been a road that you didn't think that you could overcome. I'm sorry, a battle you didn't think you could overcome. It was a road you felt like you didn't want to be on, you didn't choose to be on. But what you've been wanting now and asking for now is coming. There's going to be this movement, this shift. It's as if we're closing one chapter and starting a new chapter. The old you and those painful experiences can be put to rest, should be put to rest, because you're stepping into something very different, something greater, better, clearer. And really it's because you cleared some heavy karma that you've been carrying for most of this life, and you've cleared it. And it's time for you to now embrace joy and embrace this sense of freedom and embrace this new life that you've been like given a second chance at. There's going to be some tears because you're going to be disconnecting with some friendships. And not necessarily in a bad way. It feels like maybe you're moving away or maybe you're leaving a job, but that's okay. Those were there for that purpose, and they're no longer needed. And so whatever relationships that you feel that it's time to say goodbye to, they're saying it's very important that you do that now, even though it's painful. Say goodbye. For some of you, it's people who have passed. Find that closure, say goodbye, and understand that I don't want to say they're always with you and always there, because it's very cliche. More importantly, that death, even if we lose and move out of the physical body, we actually move into a different cellular formation. And so if you want to continue to connect with that person you've lost because they were a soulmate means exactly that. It means the souls are forever together. And it's only when we're in body do we think that if someone's died, that we can no longer see them, we can no longer talk to them, we will no longer be with them. And that's not the case. If you're soulmates, whether that's a friendship, a child, a husband, a brother, sister, whatever, we can have soulmates on every level. You're soulmated, you know that. You will always be with them. And it's up to you to find that connection intuitively, because your souls are together forever. So card 3. I feel like there's a lot of pain and struggle out there today. I feel like there's just a lot of heaviness out there today. And card 3 is like this combination of in the midst of struggle, but thinking they may have found a way out, thinking they may have found a way to overcome, to persevere, but not sure, and kind of wanting some confirmation that, yeah, I think I know the way out, I think this is going to work, and that confirmation is there. Yeah. right now, what's holding you back is fear. I feel like there's just so much personal internal fear that has created roadblocks and created walls that aren't real, but you have decided are real. Um, so I want you to, now it's not easy, right? And I'm sure we've all read books and have all been told it's all in, it's, visualization, it's in our head. We have to think bigger. But I want you to take that literally and realize you've built fears in your own mind and those fears don't exist. And sometimes it's just a matter of sitting down and writing out those fears and then looking at it going, does this fear exist right now today? Is this real right now today? Even if that fear is, I don't have money for rent. Okay. So right now today, do you not have money for rent? Yeah. But is rent due right now today? Okay. If it is, then go in, remove the blocks, this fear of, oh my God, it's not going to happen. Oh my God. You have to find a way to remove that. The way to remove that is meditation and yoga so that you can find the way through. There's always a way through. There is a way through in every situation. The reason why we don't believe that is because we want the way through to look a certain way, or we believe the way through should be a certain way, or we've decided that we want it to be a certain way instead of understanding there's always a way through. Can I connect with spirit so I can find it? Can I connect with spirit so I understand it? So I see it? Or am I going to just stay here freaking out, freaking out, freaking out, freaking out? Or am I going to go bigger? Am I going to trust? Trust means you have to understand trust and you have to have had an experience with spirit in order to trust. Trust sometimes is blindly jumping, but trust is experiencing for yourself that it's real. Like having a situation in your life where all you could do was trust and listen to spirit's guidance and it brought you there. If you have had that experience, apply that now. If you haven't had that experience, you need to develop that, and that's in meditation. So, for all of you that are in struggle right now, for all of you that are feeling lost right now, the way through is there. But the way through isn't going to come through me or anybody else. The way through is going to come through you. Because when you realize you can find the way through, you've opened yourself up to a whole other world of opportunity. And you've realized that everything you need, you have inside. And that connection with spirit is there forever. It never runs out. Okay.
Awesome. Excellent. Just a reminder for everybody, because we got a lot of chat activity. Several folks have been asking, can I get a reading? So you don't ever have to ask that question. Just go ahead and flat out put your one single question in the comments, and we always get to that later in the show. So I know some folks. It helps me keep track of things too, because if you've asked it and if you're asking another question, then I might mix some things up there, basically. But we're going to get to them in the order that they were received, and also try to look back for anybody who sent anything in last week. And I'm guessing you should have one from last week, Miriam. Do you? Is that correct?
Who did I? Yeah, there's one that I will. Michelle Watford. I'm gonna address that via email. Okay. And yeah, if I, some of you, do you remember? See, I wasn't prepared today. So, those of you that have already sent me, because some of you I was waiting on pictures. So those of you that sent me, I got Michelle Watford, Tammy, Debbie, Brittany, Miranda's didn't respond yet. I have your emails. I haven't forgotten. Let me answer through email, okay? And then yeah. So we can go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. So we'll just do what's actually in the comments. Then for today, sounds like that's the easiest one for sure. So appreciate everyone being here. Another thing that we want to definitely let everyone know about is what's coming up tonight. We have Unexplained Cases Live, which is at 10 o'clock. That's 10 Eastern and 7 Pacific. And so we'll let our anchor and reporter, Mr. Darren Dito, tell us what's coming up tonight.
Hey everyone, it's Darren Dito from Unexplained Cases. Hope you are having a fantastic Sunday. Tonight on Unexplained Cases Live, we've got a fantastic show. 7 o'clock on the West Coast, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. We're going to talk with John Burroughs and Pat Frasconia. John was in the Air Force back in 1980 in England, and he was witness to just an incredible event that happened over 3 nights in late December. John and some of his fellow personnel from the Air Force witnessed lights in the sky, some type of a craft. John's going to talk about what he experienced that evening. Also, he'll explain how it affected his health. And that is why we're going to talk with his lawyer, Pat Frasconia. Pat had to battle the government to get John's medical records so John could receive treatment for an issue with his heart. In addition to that, we'll have Maryam doing a remote viewing going to Rendlesham Forest to try and figure out if it was aliens, time travelers, or something else that John saw that night. Once again, join us for Unexplained Cases tonight at 7 on the West Coast, 10 on the East Coast. We'll see you then.
All right. So thank you, Mr. Dito. So that's coming up tonight. That should be outstanding. We do have a new feature to add to our program today, something that is just debuting this weekend. So this is something a little special for everyone. We're just calling it Psychic 911. So explain, what's that all about, Miriam?
All right. So for this segment, I want you guys to submit questions, but it's not about love and career and all of that. This is specifically about your intuition and the experiences that you have had. Meaning, I feel people's pain. I feel when someone is sick, or I see visions. I don't know how to manage that. Is it real? Am I really dreaming this? I want to be able to help you navigate those questions, because that's what's going to build your intuition, which is going to change your life. So this segment, I'm working with Mary. Mary submitted her question last week, and it's specifically about her. So I want to be able to tell you the difference. This isn't if you have paranormal experiences in your home, absolutely submit that. We'll deal with that in our case section, which is next. This is about you. I hear things, I see things, I feel things, I move things, whatever that is. And you don't have a grasp on it, or you don't know if it's real, or you don't know how to manage it. That's what I'm going to help you with. Okay. So this is our first, please email me. Rick will run my email at the bottom of the screen there. Email me your situation and I'll put you up for next week. Okay. So for today, this is Mary. So Mary's talking about how she'll surround herself with white light. She knows how to say blessings, but she has had paranormal activity around her since she was a kid. It stopped for about 15 years, and then she started seeing shadows. She'd have dreams of dying, but she doesn't think it's her that's dying. She feels like she may know who it is. She can feel when something is off with someone, like if someone else is hurting or sick, she's drawn to help them. I've also been by where I know someone has died and I felt their pain. So she's felt the pain of someone dying. So we all have these abilities. So you all out there are experiencing something like this on some level, right? So let's figure out how to help Mary through this. One way to build that intuition is to join us Sunday nights in our show where I do astral viewing. You join me on that. You'll feel the beings. You'll see the beings. Whatever that is, it's going to build your intuition. So Mary, you are a seer because you see shadows. You also feel. This is the most important part for you. When you are it's not about getting rid of these experiences. It's about understanding this is who I am and this is what I do. Okay. So let me give you a real simple explanation. For some of you, you are a secretary by day, and then at night you go and dance. Well, when you go to dance class, that's just one aspect of you. Your day job is just one aspect of you. It's not all of you, it's an aspect of you. Same with this, Mary. This is an aspect of you. And so we don't turn it off. We address it and we manage it. Okay. So when we see things, if we see shadows, what the most important part is for you to have a daily meditation practice. You have to. You have to have a daily meditation practice. You have to find a practice that is mantra, breath, chanting, yoga, whatever that is, because once you find that practice, you're going to be able to see things and know if you're supposed to acknowledge them or not. We're not supposed to acknowledge every single thing we see. Imagine walking down the street. Are you going to address every single person that walks by? Hi. No, you're not going to do that. You just walk down the street. You know, some people you make eye contact with and you might say hi. Some people you don't. Some people you accidentally bump into. It's the same when you see, okay? If you're seeing things, you need to be connected to your higher self to determine what your role's supposed to be with what you're seeing. Am I supposed to help? Am I supposed to do something? Sometimes you're not. A lot of times you're not. But a lot of times we choose to engage. We choose to interact. Nothing wrong with that. Do it until you realize, this isn't really for me, right? I spent a lot of my life growing up and learning by engaging with spirits and then realizing I don't need to do that. Unless I'm supposed to be of service to them, let them just be there. Some you have to remove, right? That's only you have that answer. You don't ultimately, if you can see these beings, then you have the capability to manage those beings. You have all that information inside. So for a lot of people, they say, oh, you know, it really weighs on my health. It's really painful. It's really, if it's weighing on you, you have to do something to fix that. Okay. You have to get in. So meditation for you, Mary, because of this, you need a grounding meditation. You need to imagine roots connecting to the earth like a tree and grounding yourself. And then you need to connect to your spirit guides. So you can ask them, there's this being I'm seeing right now. What would you like me to do with this, if anything? And allow them to work with you on how to manage that. Okay. Feeling, because you feel, Mary, that's going to come from your gut. So what's going to be really important is what you eat and your diet and your exercise, because you're feeling. So when you feel things, sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll feel and you're going to ask the same question. Am I supposed to do something with this? Am I supposed to follow this? A lot of times you're not. You have to have the intuition to know that. Now, the reason why I say diet and exercise is imperative, because your gut is feeling. And what you put in your gut is going to determine if you're holding on to that energy that you're feeling from somebody else or if you are releasing it. Okay. Meditation, you release. Stones help you release. But if you're eating heavy meat and heavy dairy and even some processed sugars, those foods actually hold on to energy. They don't allow energy or food to pass through the gut, to pass through the body. So we're talking about, I don't want to get political or meaning veganism, vegetarianism. I'm just talking purely energetically. Okay. Purely energetically. When you eat processed food, when you eat heavy meats, it sits in the gut. Then the energy that you're feeling from those around you will also stick in the gut. If you have a gut that is allowing food to move through the system and using food as a way to rejuvenate and generate the body and fuel the body, then the energy continues to move through the body. If you're exercising, you're moving energy through the body. So now you're going to feel, because we don't want to stop being conscious beings, we're going to feel, but we're going to allow that feeling to pass through. and we're not going to latch onto it. We're not going to hold on to it. It's not going to stay stuck in the gut. It's just going to move through. It's not a simple fix. See, people think being psychic is something I do and you don't do. Feeling and seeing is something I do, you don't do. No, we all do. It's what are you doing to manage it and address it? So, Mary, it's your gut. That's where you're feeling from. So, that's diet and exercise to move the energy. Seeing is meditation, it's mantra specific. So, mantra is something that helps manage the mind and the heart together so that you know the difference between what's real, what's imaginary, and then connecting with spirit to guide you on how to manage this. This is a daily practice. This isn't something that one stone will fix. This is a daily practice we all have to do.
All right. Awesome. Well, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next segment. You had been contacted by Shannon, yes. And so Shannon has basically had a question. I believe it was specifically for relating to her mom's house, but sounded like there was a guest that was needing to be identified there.
Yep. So we're going to take a look. We're going to go to Shannon's house together. Those of you working on your intuition, I want you to come in with me. But I always ask you to stay behind. Don't jump in front if you've never done this before. And just right now, looking at her pictures and going over her question. It's in her mom's house. She feels like I'm not alone in her bedroom. So let me pull up her photos and we're going to go inside her home. Shannon, you are, yeah, this house has a couple of different energies in it. One's a small boy with the sisters there too, two young children. Hold on, let me pull up the address again. You've got two young children there, so yeah, you're definitely not alone. And what I want to do is find out why they're there, if they need to be there, and how we can remove them. Let me see. I'm just want to pull up your address really quick. This week, I'm sorry, guys, I wasn't prepared. It was just such a busy week. Okay. So these two children are, there's this backsliding door, glass door. They tend to play and be outside, come in and out through that back door. They've been there longer than almost feels like longer than the house has been there, but they're saying that they actually came with the house. So depending on how old this house is going to determine, did you guys build it? I don't think you did. It's been there a while and they were there from the beginning. They were killed young. They died young, killed. Okay. We're in Kentucky here. Okay. They're saying killed. So I don't, they're saying killed, but I don't feel like there was a murder there. I don't feel like there was a murder there. There wasn't, right? All right, let me talk to these guys. So for those of you that want to join along, we are going to go into Shannon's home. We're going to just talk to these two beings in particular, find out why they're there, how they landed there. You guys, I don't think you're using the right. These are young, two young, boy and a girl, very young, very young. You weren't, I don't know, murdered's not the right word. They don't know the right word to use. They weren't murdered. There was an accident. It actually feels more like illness. Yeah, it was you both died very young and you died together. It was more, it was not so much an accident, but it was illness. It wasn't any intentional by any means. And you two died together, and you stayed together this whole time. But here's the thing is, you're moving through this home in this space, and you're making it uncomfortable for others. So what is it, their energy is actually very upbeat. They're very happy. They're not necessarily struggling to move on, but their parents just showed up, actually. What's funny is their parents showed up, just kind of like when kids are doing something they're not supposed to be doing, and the parents just walk in the room. They're like, "What are you guys doing? What are you doing here?" Their parents just showed up, and they're just like, "What are you guys doing? Like, what's going on?" So this actually is not a sad case. This is actually not a case of children that need to pass on, that are without their parents, that are lost. These kids are choosing to stay here and play. And it can, I'm going to dig a little deeper, Shannon, to see if there's something else there. But these kids are, I'm gonna ask you guys. Okay, so here's the deal, Shannon. They're perfectly happy being there. If you're okay with them being there, they're okay. They don't really want to leave. They're just kind of hanging out and doing their thing. But I'm feeling like there's another energy behind that. That is this heaviness you're feeling. Um, the heaviness you're feeling is coming. The heaviness you're feeling is not coming from a being. It's coming from the house and the loss and the illness that lived in that home. Um, and if you guys built the home, then this happened on the land, but I don't think you built it. This is what happened prior to you all moving in. You have to clear this home. You have to clear the home. And the way, not just sage, rosemary, clear quartz, crystal, pink crystals. So you're going to move through the house um, counterclockwise with sage. They're being very specific on how you're going to clear this house. And then you're going to move through the house I did my hands the wrong way. Clockwise with sage, counterclockwise with rosemary. And the crystals are going to go in the corners of kitchen, bedroom, family room. And don't leave the crystals and forget them. Put them there for a few days, get them, clear them with the sage and the rosemary, wash them under cold water, and then put them back. The house, there's this heaviness, there's this darkness, and that's coming from the energy and the sadness of people that were there prior to you. It may not have been the last owner, it may have been the owner prior, or even earlier than that. Okay. But the feeling not alone are these kids. So there's multiple things happening. So that's where maybe there's some confusion for you. These kids that are there are actually very joyful, happy. They're not there to hurt you, scare you, bother you by any means. They're just there hanging out, and they're saying if you're okay with them being there, they'd like to stay there. This darker, heavier presence is energy that's been acquired. There's a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, a lot of loss that needs to be moved out. It's like it's really thick in that house. It's really thick, and you got to move it out. I'm able to move some of it out, but ultimately, whoever lives there, it's your choice on moving it out and how you're going to move it out and what that's going to look like. I can move some of it, but ultimately, you need to do the bulk of the work because it's your home. It's combined with your energy, and some of that sadness and some of that loss is coming from family, your family, combined with past other families that have lived there. Okay. So, Shannon, if you're not comfortable with these kids being there, I'm going to have you just email me, and then I'll talk to them and have a conversation with them. But it feels like you might be okay with them. They're not hurting, harming. They have no ill will. They're actually very more so angelic than anything else, and are just very playful and are just choosing to stay in that space.
All right, so we'll move along to this next portion, what I'm sure everyone's been waiting for. So I'll be starting with I believe probably our first request that came in, and we'll take it from there.
Debbie. Okay, hi Debbie. Let's see. Trying to see which deck I want to use for you to get. It doesn't feel like you're going to see a turnaround. Yeah, it's going December. You will start to see a change, movement financially. It's going to be slow for a bit. It's going to be slow for a bit because you are going to need to go through some emotional changes, transitions, experiences that are going to shift your thinking. December is going to breed something very new for you. Had you not gone through these emotional experiences, this thinking or opportunity or idea wouldn't have come about. Maybe this has already happened for you. If so, stay the path. This is going to change. Don't worry. Around December, January. If you haven't gone through that yet, that's coming. That's where you're going to be going through some spiritual and emotional growth. Much needed, really important. Finances are going to be put to the side for a moment so you can go through this. And it's tied to your finances because a lot of us refuse to go through shifts and changes emotionally and spiritually. And sometimes money has to be the trigger for that. Like, you're not listening, so take something away so you're listening. You need to go through this. You need to experience this. January, February, things are going to lift up for you. You're going to start to see, you're going to be more on the path that you want to be. Finances are going to become clear. Between now and then, it's going to be about emotional and spiritual development. It's going to be imperative because you're going to get the insight and awareness that you need to get those finances rolling and keep them where you want them. How much longer am I going to be homeless? Let's see. Hopefully not much longer for you. I wish I had your full name. If I know, Rick, it's not easy for you to get her. If she can put in the chat her full name. Names help, photos of you help. If you have a picture of you in the that's going to be huge, and your full name. So when you leave the question, if you have your full name along with a photo is always helpful. And if I don't get information, that's where I'll have you email me. And I'm going to ask for those things so that I can get you the information you need. I'm going to have you email me this question. I'm going to need your full name and a couple photos of you. Okay. So we'll jump to the next one. Okay, Mary, my question is, what will changes be for my personal situation? Will I move and win my court case? Mary Moore. The court case, there's going to be, I almost want to say like a balance. I'm not getting like a yes or no. I'm just getting, there's going to be a balance that happens that you're happy with. There's going to be a acknowledgement that you're happy with. There's going to be what you're going to get what you need out of this case. Moving. Yeah, you're going to get what you need out of this case, and you should be starting over. They're showing me starting over. So you can interpret that as moving, but also you can interpret that as what does starting over mean for you. Sometimes it means moving, but sometimes it's not. That's for you to decide. But yeah, they're showing me starting over, as well as like I said, that balance, getting the information, getting the acknowledgement that you need and want from that case. Mega. Let me see. Mega, how do I grow financially? There's a part of you that you have a unique ability, a unique talent that you're not applying, that you're not applying to the work you do. It's like there's this gift you brought it. Like, a lot of people refer to intuition, psychic ability as gifts, but it's not. But in this case, I'm just kind of reading the cards for a moment at face value, and there's like this gift you brought with you of how you deal with people, how you manage people, and you're not using it to the fullest. And if you use it to the fullest, you're going to get better results financially. You're staying too practical. You're kind of like doing it the way they say you're supposed to do things, going by the book. And we're wanting you to like turn left, stop doing things the way you're supposed to do it. There's a gift you have, a talent you have that you aren't applying because it's too out there, or people would say, well, you can't do that with that. And your guides are saying, yes, you have to do that with that. Like, you have to be you have to add this unique flair that you carry to the work that you do. And you might be saying, well, how is that possible? I'm an accountant. Well, be an accountant for a musician. Like, think outside the box. There's this flair you have that you aren't using. And you're just doing you're kind of following the rules, and it's keeping you stagnant. And they're saying, do you, like, you're bringing something different to the table, and you're not bringing it to the table. Like, you have something different, bring it. That's how you're going to grow. Okay. Margie, I'm probably going to need you to email me. I'm going to need a picture of your dad and a picture of you. But I bet Margie Kindle ping. Hold on really quick, Rick, before you pull her down. I want to see if anything comes through without a photo. He does. Your dad's there, but I want you to email me, and we'll do it next week. I want a picture of him and a picture of you guys, and then I'll be able to get very specific, more specific. Let's see, Trish, let's ask about your daughter. Well, if you were there earlier in the pick of cards, there's a lot of birth going on earlier today. There's a lot of fertility out there. Your daughter is worried about giving. Your daughter obviously is worried about giving birth. That doesn't take a psychic, I know. But she's worried about something she doesn't need to be worried about. There's this, like, she's like holding on super tight to something, and she needs to let go. She needs to let go. She needs to let go, and she will be fine. It's almost as if she's getting in her own way. She's just holding on so tight to something, and she's got to let it go. And there's nothing wrong with her body. She can do this. It's something else that personally that she's holding on to, that she needs to release and let go. Like I can feel her clenched. She can do it. She will do it, but she's got to release whatever this thing is she's holding on to in order to get there. But she's perfectly capable of doing that. It's up to her how quickly she can release this when she give birth. Let's get that's Cherie. I need something specific. Like, what are you looking for? We'll get more specific. Have her email me. Georgina. Medical issues, getting back to enjoying life again. Hold on. I'm coming. Yeah. November, you're going to start to see movement. You need to, there's something going on with the spine, the back. And you might say, no, it's not my back. It's something else. It's coming from like, there's a holding that you're doing in the back, in the spine, whether it's sadness or pain. There's something you're holding. If you're not already doing yoga, you got to find it. You got to stretch and open that back. Obviously, massage therapy would help. But there's something you're holding in the spine that's actually affecting the rest of the body. And that's kind of hindering and affecting the other issues that are going on. Work on the spine, work on the back, yoga, flexibility, massage, hot stones. They're saying heating pads, work on the spine, focus on the spine. Kundalini yoga is all about the spine. FYI, that would be a great place to start. Guru Singh, SINGH, gurusingh.com. November is when you're going to start to feel an opening up. I'm feeling like it's because you're going to start to adapt. You're going to address what I'm saying, the spine, the back, flexibility, healing, heat, warmth. Your poor body is feeling incredibly neglected. I feel like this is coming from childhood. And so the medical stuff is just, it's manifested, it's real, but it manifested from some trauma as a child. And so the spine has been holding this, and then the other parts of the body have been experiencing the symptoms of it. So get into some childhood, like not regression, not past life regression, but like childhood, going back, even if it's just journaling, finding out what happened then, working it out. It doesn't have to be, you've worked out a lot, but there's still work you have to do. Spine flexibility, they keep pushing that. And the heat because they want you to honor your body, love your body, connect to your body, take care of your body. Not that you haven't been, but taking care of it from like you would take care of a sick child. They want you to take care of yourself that way. You don't honor yourself. You don't love yourself. Following all of this, there also that's going to help speed this along. But November is when you're going to feel a release. Hi, I'm new. Hi, Devin. I'd like to know if the house I'm currently living in, or I will buy something else. So I think you're saying, will I be in the house I'm currently living in, or will I buy something else? Okay, hold on. Devin. If the house I'm currently living in, or will I buy something else? Devin. No, don't stay there. You got maybe a year or two, and then you should leave. Okay, that was easy. Why didn't I hear from my husband Michael the morning before he died, even though he was having a good morning? He always called me when he woke up. Oh, Susan. Susan, it's completely Michael saying that he he couldn't. Um, he he had to go, and if he called you, he wouldn't have gone. I'm going to start to cry here. Um, it was not his choice to not call. Um, he knew if he had to go, and if he called, he wouldn't have gone. And he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave you. But his time was done, right? He loves you very much and just wants you to enjoy life and be happy, and know that he's with you. And he's not going anywhere. He's not leaving. And when it's your turn, he's going to be right there. Until then, he's right there with you. You can connect with him, talk to him. He's right there. And he's so sorry. He's like, I am so sorry. It just was not the way it was supposed to be. And he's so sorry about that. But please know that he's right there. He's actually like right there with you in your space. Sorry. I'm hold on. I'm so sorry for your loss, and that miscommunication happened with you too. But that was supposed to be that way, okay? And it wasn't his fault. Okay, sorry, Rick. Lacey, should I change my career or leave my job? This job is going to last a few more months. You stay there until January. It's like I feel like a friend's going to come and give you an idea or want to do something with you. If you leave your job, it's about doing something much more independently. It's not if, it's when. But take your time with it. There's no rush. It's going to be important that everything's lined up. Right now they're saying like keep this job as kind of a paying your bills day job, because there's something else that you should be doing, that's more independent. That's more of like a owning. I don't know if it's owning your own business necessarily, but like consulting or doing, it's going to be more independent. So that's why they're saying take your time, stay with this job so you can create this new independent lifestyle. Brianna, I'll have you email me, because I would need pictures and stuff for something that for that question. I need to kind of sit with that for a minute. We can do it next week. Tony, you give me way too much credit. Can you see what color hair or eyes she may have? Oh God. I would not even want to attempt that. I do not know. I would like you to enjoy that experience. I don't know. Let's see. Tony, since this is the same Tony asked about the baby, right? Why don't you, Tony, email me pictures of Nana, and let's see what she has to say about you. And she may be able to give me more specific information about your baby. And I'll have some, email me, and I'll need some pictures of her, and I can connect with her. Not everyone comes through as strong as Michael did just then. Michelle, let's see. You're having a hard time. What I'm going to do is see if I can help through the hard time. Just because sometimes just saying, yeah, something good will happen gives you a false sense of hope. You know, it's about being where you're at. and being able to move through and find your way through a difficult situation. Let me see which cards I want to use for you. Michelle. Michelle, you need to change some of the friends that you surround yourself with. You need to change the vibration that you vibrate at. You are not, it's like you have the potential to vibrate up here, but you're vibrating really low, which means you attract to yourself lower frequencies, lower vibration, which means like trouble, struggle, gossip, frustration. And they're asking you to raise your vibration so that you can be open to ease. You can be open to opportunity, so you can see that there's more available to you. But you're vibrating low. How do you change your vibration? What you eat, exercise, and meditation. Not smoking, not too much drinking. Raising the vibration, seeing people for who they are, seeing how the two, I feel like there's a friendship that's like, you just aren't good for each other. You bring out the worst in each other. Finding friends that are about supporting each other, not bringing each other down with gossip. And there needs to be, you need to shift what you're putting out there for yourself and for others, and you'll be able to bring yourself out of this. Everything passes. So yes, things are going to pass. Things will change. What I'm trying to offer you is a way to have more control over what comes in and what comes out. And so there's this sense of, we can't have 100% control over our lives, but we can have some control over what we put out and what we take in, who we surround ourselves with. Am I being uplifted or am I being pulled down? If I'm being pulled down, why are you hanging around that person? Why are you bringing yourself into situations where people drag you down? But right now, the hard time you're going through is there to teach you to lift your vibration so that you start attracting and then bringing yourself into situations that are higher, lighter, have more opportunity for love, for growth, for development, not situations that just kind of stick. There's jealousy, there's people that don't want you to succeed. So surrounding yourself with a new group doesn't mean you let go of everybody, but it means you need to shift where you're at so that you can bring to you stronger opportunity, clear opportunity. See where you're at right now. See it, see the truth in it. See the truth in these people, see the truth in yourself, even if it's ugly, see it so you can move through it.
All
Okay.
right, since we're after the 5:30 mark, we've got some more.
Thank you.
Just wanted to go ahead and mention the time check right there. We certainly had a few others that are in the comments, but like I said, we try to get to all of them as best that we can. But if yours was not read, then had running along at the bottom the email address to send it to. And as is requested, what's certainly helpful is having a picture of whomever the reading is about, with eyes being visible. That's certainly very helpful. And
your real name in the what would you call that when they
in the profile pic?
Yeah, their real name.
Yeah, that's always super helpful. But when they also email you, then as well, that would be helpful.
Yes.
To get a pic of who it's about, especially if you're asking about someone else. It would be helpful to have a picture of that person as well, I would gather.
Yes, and I'm going to go through all those emails today. I'll go through everyone that sends me emails today. I'll go through them tomorrow and Tuesday. So Sunday, we are ready to go.
Awesome. Well, everybody, appreciate you so much for being here as always. Find us on this same channel tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, for Unexplained Cases Live. It's going to be a doozy because we are involving aliens. See you tonight.